For those who don't know me or haven't seen me stream Resident Evil or Five Nights at Freddy's, shit. I am a giant fucking vagina. That's why everyone wants to fuck me. I hate playing horror games. In fact, I'm sometimes shit scared to watch someone else play it, and sometimes horror shit ends up in games that aren't even meant to be scary. Even Sonic CD has the power to give me nightmares, because I swear this shit is beyond disturbing to look at. 1, because of the weird ass Sonic. 2, because of the bastard music with the evil laugh. And 3, the fact that this shit translates to Fun is Infinite. Sega Enterprises signed by Machine, which apparently means devil, but it was actually referencing one of the game devs whose nickname was that. But if you've been on YouTube and shit, you know about that one. It's more scary the fact that it's such a hidden thing that catches you off guard completely, and this thing got me thinking. And also the fact when I was streaming Five Nights at Freddy's the other night, there have been times I got scared playing games that aren't even meant to be scary, or I just felt really uncomfortable or disturbed by something, and I'm blaming this on the fact that a lot of the things I want to talk about were from back when I was a no pube having little prick. Sonic Unleashed is still one of my favorite games ever, but I swear when I first saw Dark Gaia, I thought how cool he looked, but also how fucking scary it was. It also didn't help Chip visibly being scared. Like, I was genuinely shitting bricks when I saw that cutscene for the first time. Shit like the Bio Lizard or Chaos could never really be scary because of the crappy looking graphics in those games. Even in Sonic Generations, Perfect Chaos isn't in CG, it's just an in-game model, so it doesn't really look all that scary or anything like that. But in these CG cutscenes of Sonic Unleashed, and how realistic the scenes with Dark Gaia looked, it just made it that much more terrifying. But my nightmares genuinely came from his transformation to perfect Dark Gaia. The level of detail makes it look so disturbing, especially when he opens his giant eye. Truly one of the best looking final bosses ever made. Just a shame he plays like shit. And I only just noticed this. You can see his small eyes that just make him look so pissed. Skylanders was always one of my favorite childhood games, despite how scummy it was to lock so much content behind having to buy the figures. But fuck it. The only scary thing about the first game was the spiders, but in the second game, I genuinely was a bit scared when I saw Chaos's Archean robot form, especially when at the end you're alone and he's just there chasing you down, ready to punch you in the dick. And before anyone takes the piss, I was like 10 or something when this shit was out. But also, I can't fucking deny the moment when Hermit comes back with his own robot was so sick.
Now you're trapped, Skyblunder, and neither Eon nor any of your idiot friends can save you now.
Why don't you pick on someone your own size?
Need for Speed Own the City was the first Need for Speed game I ever played and was on the PSP. I barely remember much about it, but I'll never forget the ending. The game is a story where your character's brother died in a race, which is shown in the intro cutscene. The main character ends up badly injured, not remembering anything, and you had to take the city back by defeating other racing crews, while also trying to learn the truth about Mick's death. In the end, you think X is the one who killed him, but then Sarah, the friend that was always with you for the whole game, comes out of nowhere saying some shit, and I was so confused. I thought I had just beaten the game, but now there's this one last race against Sarah to find the truth about Mick's death. But yeah, after the race, the cutscene plays, and it turns out
I know you think I killed your brother, but I didn't. You did.
the way these cutscenes were presented as well alone made this shit scary. But this is a fucking dark ending. Turns out Mick was a massive cunt and basically a monster, even being abusive, and I'm pretty sure Sarah was supposed to be his girlfriend, who also got treated terribly and probably abused. Just adding another layer onto how dark this shit is. It's a massive plot twist that I never would have seen coming, and that's what makes this ending so unforgettable to me when the rest of the game is completely forgettable. And also, just these images of Mick looking so evil. Look, I beat this game at night under the covers because my parents would have taken my PSP off me if they caught me playing. This Simpsons game is also one of my favorite childhood games ever, and I have played every version of it. And this was during a time before the Switch. If a game was on PS3 and Xbox, it would have a demake on older consoles like the Wii, PS2, PSP, and the DS. It was one of those same name, different game type things, and in every version, the scariest level was always Lard Lad. Each game is the same story. The Simpsons get video game powers, aliens invade, invade, they go tell God to go fuck himself. But during the part when aliens invade, they bring Lard Lad to life. Just knowing he's a giant fat bastard with a genuinely scary ass roar. Once again, I'm a child at this point. I'm fucking terrified. The DS version was the first time I saw him in a level, and I think this was the creepiest. Just fucking look at that mad bastard back there. The PSP version, which is what I played the game back in the day, Bummer has had enough of this shit. Wasn't that scary now, but I always avoided this level and would start a new game and play up to it again. Look, he's 54 and fat as fuck. I was very intimidated. Eventually, this came to be my favorite level in the game, though, especially on the PS3 version, where he has a permanent rape face. Ben 10, Protector of Earth, is another one of my favorite childhood games. I don't know why I love games that scared me, but I also had this on the PSP, and the first level, I was too fucking scared to carry on and finish. Bro, this thing is just there in the background, but then some intense music starts, and it comes to fucking life. I've never watched Ben 10, so this wasn't fan service, this was just death coming for me. Seeing it in the far back was scary because I never knew when the fuck he was going to come out again, and it's when you get to this cave he comes back. It's an amazing build at him just peeking through the cracks, letting you know that it's eventually going to be time to get fucked in the ass. But I don't want to. This was before the Simpsons game and before Dark Gaia. At the time, no boss in a video game was scarier. But Ben 10 introduced quick time events to me, and I'll never forget how sick I thought when I first killed him by letting the game do it in a cool way. I also can't lie, I was kind of intimidated by Alpha Layla while Layla in Secret Rings. It was the cutscene.
Sonic, I'm sorry.
But even then, this is what makes these games so unforgettable. They aren't horror, but still scare me.
This next one, I didn't know if I was actually going to include it because I've never actually played this game, I just saw a TikTok about it. But basically, there's this game called SpongeBob Saves the Day, and in the sprite sheets for the game, you see...
Flappin' Flotsam, what's that?
this fucking thing. That's all that really need to be said. It was called Yummer, apparently, and I have no idea what the fuck it is, where it came from. I don't think anyone knows, or someone probably knows, I don't know. I never played this game, but this scared the shit out of me when I saw a TikTok about it, and I'm still seeing this fucking nightmare.
And then the last thing I want to mention would be Cars on the PSP. I don't know, I think there's some other factor, like the fact that I always played my PSP at night hiding under the covers to make sure my parents didn't know what I was doing at night. One race is Frank's farm, and I'm only really scared of him because of the movie.
That's Frank.
But just knowing that he's rolling about somewhere in the fields, yeah, that's enough for me to shit myself when I see him. But that covers all the things that scared me in non-horror games, and let me know if you have any things that scared you, but that's all for now. Leave a like, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed. Don't go on Twitter, it's full of dickheads, and cheers, lads! And until the next time, have a good one.